Shalom. This is your brother Yashamai. Before I get into this message, I want to start off by giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwadash. I want to give double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. I want to send a shalom to all you listeners and a big shalom to all you Akim that are pushing this truth in sincerity. This is going to be more proof of who the wicked is. More proof that only the wicked could do certain things that the others could not do unless they be in control. So before we get into it, let's get some scripture here. And this is scripture that we always bring up. And so, I don't think brothers get tired of hearing them, but we always go back to them because you can never go back to the truth too many times. You can never be right too many times, especially when it's concerning this truth. This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. Giveth what? What is that it? The it is the kingdom of men. And giveth the kingdom of men to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So what scripture is saying is that the Most High chooses whom he puts in authority. And right now we know the wicked to be in authority. And we, as we see Esau being wicked, Amalek being wicked, and we see him to be a feeble, ugly person, ugly race of people, one can only ask, how can such an ugly and small, frail, weak people be in control of all the earth? Well, it's only through the Most High. And that's what the scripture says when it says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Because only through the Most High, only through the blessing of Isaac, could you have the dew of heaven? Could you have the fatness of the earth? Could you live by the sword? Only through that blessing. Because other than that, you're not smart. You're not strong. You don't look good. You probably ain't even funny. I think the funniest, you're not even entertaining to watch. I think the funniest show y'all have was Seinfeld. I can't stand watching that shit. A motherfucker doesn't want to watch Seinfeld at the end of the day. Come home after work and I want to watch Seinfeld. You're ugly. Anyways, I stray from the point though. It's valid. Let's get into this video here, man. Because this is explosive pretty much here. Let's get it. So just to recap here, this is a sitting senator. His name is Thomas Massey. I forget what state he's out of. It doesn't really matter. But this is a sitting senator telling you that a foreign country has representatives that tell politicians in America how to vote. And then that there's no other country that can do that. Or that, there's no other country that can do that, and there is no other country that does that. And then so it's like, whoa. And that's how you know who's in control. Because when you're in control, when you have full authority, the boss can do whatever he wants to do because he's the boss. He's in control. If you work at McDonald's, the worker has to work and the supervisor can do whatever he wants because he doesn't answer to anybody. The employee can't do what the supervisor does. You know? So when somebody can do something that everybody else can't, that's how you know who's in charge. Whoever's doing what others can't. Whoever has that extra ability, that power. Okay? And then Tucker Carlson, by the way, both of these guys are Edomites, but Tucker Carlson brings up a question. He says, well, is there a Russian guy? Is there a Putin guy? You know, what about, is there a North Korean guy? Is there a Syrian guy? Is there a Canadian guy? And the answer is no. And his response, verbatim, is there is no other country. They are the only country that do that. And then, so boom. I mean, what more do you need? And then his response too, which is, pretty logical, is Thomas Massey's response is, we don't even have a British guy or a French guy. Now, why does it bring up British? Because America was birthed through Great Britain. And so you would think that if there was going to be any other country influencing America, that it would be the nation that birthed them, Britain. But no, it's not. It's Amalek, the so-called Jays, who run your land of the free and home of the brave. You ain't free. You're being controlled. And does this sound like an ally? Does an ally control you? I don't think so. Matter of fact, and also too, just for those that are not aware, AIPAC is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. This is a lobbying group, and what a lobbying group is basically it's an entity that gives money or pumps money to get certain bills passed. AIPAC is a lobby that puts money in advertisements so that they can get pro-Israeli people elected. Now, what's more interesting is that AIPAC is the biggest lobbying firm in America. Let me say that again. For you freedom-loving Americans, AIPAC is a foreign agent that pumps more money into the American political system than any other organization on the planet. And you've just heard this man tell you that everyone has a representative that has their cell phone number. That's your puppet master. That's your father. That's your daddy. Now, let me ask a question. Well, no, I'm not going to ask the question. I already Googled it. What is the global Jayish population? As of 2023, the Jayish population worldwide is estimated to be around 15.7 million people, which is about 0.2% of the world's population. Let me say that again. 0.2% of the population. Not even 1%. Not even half of a percent. It's half of 1% of the population of people that control the other 99.8% of the people. Okay? That is how we know That's what Daniel 4:17 is talking about. That's how we know, that's how the living us knows that the Most High reigns. Because he sets upon, he gives the kingdom of men to whomsoever he will, even the bases of men, even the lowest people, the ugliest, the nastiest, the smallest population of people. How can they reign? Only through the Most High. How can you reign? Only through the blessing that you got. How can you have the fatness of the earth when you're such a small population? Only through the blessing. Only through divine dealing can you be in control. But your time is coming to an end, because the wicked doesn't last forever. Let's get Job 20. Job 20. Let's start at verse 5. Job 20 and 5. Well, no, let's start at 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on earth? And it's funny that he's saying, like, everyone knows this since the beginning of time. And it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but I want to point out that the beginning of time, could be going into the Garden of Eden, when the spirit of Esau made the women transgress through the wine and philosophy of Edomites. But anyways, continuing on verse 5, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So we see Esau, we see Amalek poisoning the water, doing these chemtrails, making cancer foods. And so, yeah, you're triumphing. You're in your kingdom, but it's for a while. And then it goes on to call them the hypocrite, because they are the biggest hypocrites. They invade other countries because of humanitarian disasters, and they're not respecting civil rights. But yet, they are the biggest denier of civil rights. They had slaves over here. Y'all literally killed your own brothers, north and south, to keep slaves. That's how much y'all wanted slaves. That y'all was willing to die to have us as slaves. All right? You are the biggest hypocrite. You point to China and you call them a dictatorship while locking up your political rivals. You point to Russia and call him evil for locking up journalist. I think his name was Mulvaney or something like that. But if you guys remember, a couple years back, there was a journalist that was poisoned supposedly by Putin, and America, bad Putin, you poisoned your political rival. And we see you guys going against each other, with Trump. Y'all are doing the same thing. You are the biggest hypocrite. You bring up black on black violence, you bring up minority violence, but it doesn't compare to one day of death during the Civil War. You are death. You are the bloodiest man, but you point us, and we're not absolving ourselves. We do bad too, but you are a fucking hypocrite. We're stealing cookies from the cookie jar, and you're robbing the whole fucking bank, killing the family dog, and fucking flattening the fucking soccer ball, man. You're a fucking demon. You are the biggest hypocrite. Continuing on. Verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? And this is talking about the wicked. And now, from Job 20 and 6, let's read Job 20 and 6 again, because it sounds just like Obadiah, and we're going to get into it. Okay, because this is talking about a specific group of people. Job 20 and 6, and then we'll get into Obadiah. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. Okay, now let's go straight into Obadiah, because I'm going to show you guys that this is talking about the same group. Because Christians will say, oh, the wicked could just mean anybody. No, the wicked is Esau. The wicked is Edom. Obadiah 1 talks about the destruction of Esau, Edom. Now, we just read Job 20 and 6. talking about though he exalts himself. Now, I want to bring up Obadiah 1 and 4 because it's the same prophetic message to the same group of people. Obadiah 1 and 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, says Yahweh. So, you see how it's the same group of people and it's the same prophecy? You're gonna be spoiled, man. You're gonna be spoiled. And continuing on verse 9, and thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mountain of Esau may be cut off. Esau's bloodline is going to be cut off, and that lines up exactly with Job 20 and 6. Let's go back to it, because I really want to drive this point home that it's not talking about just bad people, it's talking about the wicked. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, sounds just like Obadiah 1 and 4, and his head reach unto the clouds, sounds just like Obadiah 1 and 4, though he make his nest among the stars, yet he shall perish forever, sounds just like Obadiah 1 and 9. His seed, he shall perish forever like his own dung, man. Okay? So we know that right now, you got your rulership, you're in control, but things are changing, man. The things of Esau, how are they sought out? You are being made bare. You are being made wicked. And there's coming a time where there will be a transfer of rulership. Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. See, your time is up, and we're next. And this world does abide forever. It's not being destroyed. We're gonna rule. The 12 tribes of Israel will rule. 2 Ezra 6 and 9, because this goes right in with Ecclesiastes 1 and 4 about one generation passing away and then the other one coming up. For Esau is the end of the world, and we know that you're going to be cut off. And what's it talking about? The end of the world? It's talking about the end of his rulership, the end of his world. Okay? Because we just read Ecclesiastes 1 and 4 says the earth abides forever. So the earth ain't going nowhere. Esau is the end of the world. Your rulership is coming to an end. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. You wicked motherfucker, man. You're sitting nice and cozy, but we're next, and you're in for the biggest hit over the head. And matter of fact, let's get this, man. This is the last scripture. Boom. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. See, everyone knows the story of us being delivered from Pharaoh. But there comes a day where you're not going to remember Israel as that. What's coming? I'll tell you what's coming. Jeremiah 16 and 15. But they will say, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them unto their land that I gave unto their fathers. That day's coming. Everyone's going to see you destroyed. Your seed will be spoiled, and we will be placed in the land that was given to our fathers. The land that you took through the Balfour Declaration. The land that you're dropping bombs on. Whoo, but you're dropping bombs on it because it's got to be purified. It's got to be burnt up. Even though it's going to be burnt up again through nuclear destruction, it's got to be burnt up and purified for us to take it. It's got to be clean for the righteous to take it. Anyways, I hope this lesson has been edifying. The wicked is Edom, and Edom is a so-called white man. With that I say, shalom.